Everybody get. All right, shut the door. To the wall. 12 minutes to 10. You're supposed to begin at 10. These people don't like staying in here and missing the preacher. Okay, I lied. These people don't like staying in here. You be quick. You be quick. Mr. Hightower.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I come before you again today bringing HB 175. As discussed yesterday, this deals with covenants and dealing with public policy that most of our case law out there states that covenants do roam with the land, and we're codifying that public policy.
Any questions, Mr. Hightower? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Dickey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. I come before you just today for House Bill 298 that would create the Agricultural Commodity Commission for Georgia-grown products, a voluntary promotion funded that will not cost the state any money. I ask you for that.
Any questions? Thank you. Ms. Quick.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I come asking for your consideration with regard to House Bill 252 and 253. That's local legislation from Athens to codify Canon 7 of the Code of Judicial Conduct, which prohibits judges from most political activity normally associated with partisan races and partisan politics. In terms of the partisan aspects of this, however, it is supported by the minority party in Athens, which is the Republican Party, and was requested by our Democratic incumbent judges, both of them. Thank you.
Any questions? No questions. Next one. I'm sorry. Any questions on 252 or 253? No questions. Mr. Welch.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the committee, I ask for your favorable consideration of House Bill 179. This will clarify in the law that recoupment of prescriptive drug medications issued by a pharmacist and done with a clerical error in the file would not be allowed by the pharmacy management beneficiary.
Questions? Thank you. Mr. Coleman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the committee, I come bringing the first of two major pieces of legislation from the Education Study Finance Commission that have been meeting over the last 2 years, and this is the first one. It's eliminating a lot of the revising, eliminating a lot of the Title 20 language that we need to update. Things like the superintendent should be housed in the courthouse of the county where it is. We eliminate much of that language, and that's basically what it does. It's pretty thick, but it's a lot of it's just mostly language.
What number is it?
283, I'm sorry. House Bill 283, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 283. You had me in such a hurry. I'm sorry. House Bill 283.
Any questions? Thank you. Mr. Atwood.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen of the committee, I ask you for your favorable consideration of House Bill 161, which is a modernization of the bailiff's oath. Yesterday, when I spoke to you about it, I emphasized removal of the antiquated language, but I did not emphasize the most important thing, and that is that it prohibits a bailiff from allowing electronic communication devices, these things, into jury rooms. And this is the bill, and it's an important bill because this is how we deal with errant bailiffs. They have to swear to this. And in very emotional trials and other things, we don't need people reading newspapers and doing the other things they shouldn't do without the permission of the judge. So I ask for your favorable consideration. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Questions? No questions. Thank you. Members? Mr. Golett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Under modified structure rule, House Bill 70 This is a bill that this House considered and passed during the last term. It relates to our special needs scholarship. As you may recall, there is a one-year requirement for the student to be in the school system in order to get their IEP, their individual educational plan, developed so that they can go ahead and transition over to the scholarship. But there are some kids who are too medically fragile and they have special medical needs, which means that they cannot physically go to the school. This will allow the state school board on a case-by-case basis, just want to stress, on a case-by-case basis, to allow for a waiver of the one-year requirement so the kids can go ahead and get their IEP designed, take advantage of the special needs scholarship, but not have any kind of medical risk that would occur if they were to be in the general school environment.
Questions? Mr. Willard. No questions. Mr. Weldon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to put House Bill 161, House Bill 298.
Any questions? Mr. Peak.
Chairman, I bring for you HB 266, which is the annual short boring complex legislation no one understands it bill. It's the IRC update, matches Georgia State tax code, internal revenue code changes.
Any questions? Mr. Stevens.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 179, just a Good Friday short bill.
Any questions? Thank y'all. Okay. We're going to do this is the calendar for tomorrow, Friday. Everybody wants to go home a little early tomorrow, right? Let's just don't do nothing then. All right. Modified open. HB 83.
Move.
All in favor? No opposed. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there for just a second. I have forgotten something. And I'm sure y'all will forgive me. And I don't care if you do or not. Just bear with me a second. Mr. Roberts, would you like to ask for HB 274 in the absence of my chairman? And for those of you who did not see the demonstration and the bird, you missed one. Okay. Modified open. Okay. 274 with all those moves there, and I wasn't ready for it. Okay. All right. Anybody opposed to that? Under modified open, HB 161. Any opposed? It's on. Under modified open, HB 312. Any opposed? All right, under modified structure, HB 179. Any opposed? It carries. That's it.